How good are your multitasking skills? Are you one of these people that feels like you're constantly juggling 15 different balls in your business? And some days perhaps it just seems to go swimmingly and you actually burn through your list of things. And maybe other days you feel a little bit overwhelmed or bamboozled by it. Multitasking to me is actually a really fascinating thing because I think very much it's become quite fashionable, and there's actually a lot of job ads these days that ask for multitasking as a skill, and we're almost taught these days that multitasking is something to aspire to or something to be respected for. But I don't agree. For me, multitasking is actually a massive red herring, and it's a real killer for productivity. There is actually a huge amount of psychological evidence out there that says that as humans, we are actually not physically capable of multitasking. We're under the impression that when we multitask, we are focusing on two or more separate tasks at the same time. But it's scientifically proven that we actually cannot do that. So what we do is we are kind of half focused on two things or more at once. But what the brain actually does is the brain flips rapidly from one to the next. So it literally goes backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. So actually your brain is in complete overdrive, but your focus level and your concentration level on each individual task is actually significantly lower than it would be if you just stuck to one task and got it finished. There is also a lot of evidence out there that says people who do one task and finish it and move on to the next and move on to the next, and who never multitask, are actually significantly more productive than people who multitask. And yet it's interesting, isn't it, that our perception is very often, if we're multitasking, we're getting more done. But what's actually been proven is that in multitasking, each time we draw our focus away from the first task, we lose the depth of focus that we have. We lose the real concentration, and we lose the ability to really make the super clear, quick decisions about that particular task to get it done. So it's actually proven that doing more tasks will take you a lot longer because you've almost got to keep refreshing your mind and reminding yourself of where you're up to each time you come back to the previous task. So if you're one of these people who feels that you are pressured or expected to multitask, or if you're somebody who puts yourself under pressure to try to do a bazillion things at once, then I'd like to give you my permission today to say multitasking is a huge red herring. It is scientifically proven to be a destroyer of productivity and not an assistant of it. So you have my permission to ditch the multitasking and simply stay focused on one task at a time, because that's what focus is all about. Focus is spending your time on one thing, giving it your complete attention, getting that finished, and then moving on to the next thing, rather than multitasking, which very often involves getting lots of things half finished and actually ending up with a million different loose ends. So my challenge to you today is to multitask less and stay single focused a lot more. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below how this applies to you and your natural working patterns. Are you a multitasker, or do you feel pressured to multitask even though you don't actually enjoy it? Or are you somebody that listening to this is thinking, do you know what, I need to rein in the multitasking and I need to just chill and go single focused? So I'd love to hear what you think about this in the comments below, or what specific experience or tips that you have got in this area. Obviously, please like and subscribe to the video and the channel, and please feel free to share with anybody else who you think would benefit.